Louisiana beer reviews hard iced tea, Twisted Tea Original. This is the original Twisted Tea, introduced in 2001, February 2001. I didn't really see it back in those days, but it's so huge now, 20 years later, 23 years later. 5% alcohol, no carbonation. What is this? This is a malt beverage with tea and natural flavors. So technically a beer. On the back of the can, they always have photos that people send in. This is Juan in Glendale, Arizona, and Julia and Joey in Wilmington, Delaware. And you can send in your photos, and you might wind up on the cans or bottles. Around here in in Louisiana, here along the Mississippi River, we get bottles, 12-ounce bottles, 6-packs, 12-packs, cans of all sizes. So definitely the most popular iced tea flavored beer around here. But now there's new ones coming in. There's the Thunderbird. Saw that at Walmart today, and saw that in another store the other day. I don't know if that's related to E&J Gallo's Thunderbird wine that they used to make. Okay, got a great date on this. Great date. This is certified kosher, like all the Boston Beer Company products. It's brewed by Twisted Tea, so-called Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio, Breinigsville, Pennsylvania. And I went to that brewery once, and I went up. I was driving into the delivery area, and I had to turn my car around. I was like, I'm in the wrong spot. Then I ended up. I was running too late anyway, so I just got back on the interstate highway and went to New York City. Okay, Latrobe, Pennsylvania, La Crosse, Wisconsin, Memphis, Tennessee, and Irwindale, California. So this is brewed by Boston Beer Company and brewed for them, because the last 4 breweries I named are City Brewing, a contract brewer, who by the beginning of 2025 is going to be brewing all the Pabst beers, Pabst Brewing Company beers, Old Milwaukee, Schlitz, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Ballantine Ale, and so forth. All right, so I found out by doing research on my own channel, I had never reviewed the Twisted Tea original. I had done the raspberry, the peach, the half and half, but not the original. And I was doing you can't always trust these locator tools, because they were saying we couldn't get the pineapple here. But I was at Circle K. There's pineapple on the shelf. I said, well, we don't get it, but there it is. So I bought it, and it was in date, I do believe. Still looking for the mango. May not find that one. Okay, so it's a brown appearance. Now, I don't think they say anything about caramel color, do they? Because the ones from the All Play for Aldi had caramel color. Malt beverage with tea and natural flavors. Okay, so the color's coming from the tea. Good. I didn't like the All Play. The more I drank it, it tasted like artificial sweetener. But I think they have to list that, but they didn't. Okay. It smells like tea. Now this would be more of a Boston style tea, Massachusetts style, New England style, not a southern sweet tea like loaded with sugar. Let's hope not. All right, smells nice, tea. It's hot today, it's going to be in the 90s. The bitterness level here is extremely low, down to non-existent. My complaint about the All Play from State of Brewing in Waunakee, Wisconsin, it was so bitter. The tea bitterness was so strong in all the flavors, especially the original. Here it's non-existent, or nearly non-existent. I mean, there is an underlying iced tea bitterness. Tastes like real sugar, not artificial sweetener. I do pick up a little lemon, so I don't know. Lemon could be one of the natural flavors. Natural flavors. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he was like, oh, that whiskey has natural flavors, so that means it's all chemicals. I said, wait a minute. I said, hold on, Renee. If it says natural flavors, it has to come from nature. If they're saying it's a cherry flavored whiskey, they're going to be using some kind of, could be oil from cherries or juice or extracts. It is not, I said, that's artificial flavor, chemicals, which are not, I don't think they're dangerous. But they mimic a natural flavor. They're not real flavor. They do a great job with those mimics, though. I got to give them credit with those food science companies. They make some pretty good artificial flavoring. Light to medium body, a mostly dry finish. Is this worth buying? Oh, yeah. This is why Twisted Tea is the king. From what I've been reading, Twisted Tea and the Angry Orchard, their cider wine, people say it's a beer. It's actually a wine, but it's a food product, alcoholic food product, wine thing. But they said that the Angry Orchard cider line and the Twisted Tea is outselling the Samuel Adams beers these days. Compared to 30 years ago, I can believe it. I mean, in 1994, Samuel Adams Boston Lager was, and then they had their Boston Ale, which they should have kept around. I mean, that thing would just dominate, But then it has really faded to the back benches. Still a good product. Yeah, this thing is great. Is it gourmet beer? Yeah, sure, it is. Yeah. No, I mean, for a mass production flavored iced tea beer oriented concoction item, yeah, it's really good. Got to look at these things in perspective. And I am looking at it in perspective. So it was $2.99 for this can at Mathern's. It was the same price everywhere. Actually, some places had it over $3. So I said, I'll go to Mathern's. All right, so off flavors. Nah, there aren't any. Off aromas. Nah. Anything negative to say about it? There's nothing negative to say about it. Oh, and I didn't talk about the sweetness. I gotta say, the sweetness is very measured. It's low. It's like I would expect to get an iced tea if I went to Boston, Massachusetts. A little sweetness, enjoyable, If you go to Savannah, Georgia, or Selma, Alabama, and get iced tea, you'd be in shock, like with the sugar. It's craziness, But I don't know if that's to mask anything. It's just people in the South. I don't know. They'll eat moon pies with RC Cola for a snack. So you got RC Cola, which is super sweet with the high fructose corn syrup, and then a moon pie, vanilla or banana or chocolate, and a little bit of sugar. And I'm like, I'll have a little snack. That'll be healthy. Y'all hear what I'm saying? That'll be healthy. It's like, yeah, it's really healthy. Okay, so I'm going to score this a 93. 9.3 out of 10. A most excellent, like I said, flavored malt beverage, kosher, across the United States produced concoction product. And I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to one of those breweries that I mentioned and take a brewery tour.